Slightly edgy start here from Serena.
That was a very slow first serve, actually, 137.
Now.
That is one of the finest forehands on both tours as well. I think it's an underrated shot that people don't talk about enough with Serena. They get so obsessed with her serve, but that three-quarter forehand that she hits, she gets a lot of free points with it.
Exactly, Mark, as you said, it's that preparation that is so good. It's one thing that their father did both with Serena and Venus. No matter what happens, get those shoulders turned and get your backswing ready.
Again, Williams. 15 love.
Well, she really managed to get herself in the best shape possible, Wang Shui. One of the fittest girls out there. Works extremely hard in the gym, on the court. Great work ethic.
Now. 13, 15.
Yeah, Wang is doing a really good job to stay toe-to-toe with Serena early on in the match. That is so important, not to let Serena get away with a quick start, because once she gets the lead, then it's almost impossible to stop her.
Yep, and a little look over to a coach as well, just to say, right, we're in this. This is not going to be a repeat of New York.
Serena just looking a little bit flat, maybe. The footwork is not there yet, but as we all know, once she gets going, then it's going to be a different story.
Love. 13, love.
Talked about Wang being fit and strong, but when those powerful shots of Serena come at you, all the work that you did in the gym kind of goes outside the window.
She's definitely started out
15.
this match well within herself, hasn't she? Just a little bit of an indication that all is actually well with that 186-kilometre-hour first serve, but there has definitely been a lack of pace evident in these opening couple of service games from Serena Williams.
Yeah, it just seems like the footwork is a little bit off for now for Serena, also not using the legs as much on the serve.
Quick shot of Thomas Druitt there, who's been looking after her since last year. Of course, Peter McNamara, the great Australian doubles player, who had been by Wang's side for 3 years prior to that and been a big part of her success. Sadly lost his battle with prostate cancer in July last year. He said after reaching the last eight in New York, his words were always with her. He always believed in her, always felt that she could be a top player. She's always been somebody that's looked to have foreign coaches rather than Chinese coaches. Feels as though she's needed that for the experience.
Yeah, Peter and Wang have come a long way. I remember practicing together with her maybe 3-4 years ago, and she was nowhere near, I think, top 100. But he believed in her so much, and he was willing to come to China and put the hard work in, and it's beautiful to see. I'm sure he would have been very proud to see what she's doing out there today so far. And as you said, Mark, his words are, I'm sure, always with her when she's on the court. And she would make him really very, very proud, especially with shots like that.
Yes, indeed. Taking it to Serena. Wow, what a shot. And that wasn't bad from Wang. Using the center of the court against Serena, I think, is a good play. But she has lost that through the quality of the ball striking ability of Serena Williams.
Yeah, I think going in the middle, it's always a good play against Serena, but you have to try to catch her on the forehand side, because on the backhand, she will have too many problems with it. With the forehand, she can sometimes catch it late.
Let's press her.
Yep. Left it short, hanging in the wrong part of the court there.
Williams.
Yeah, if you go in the middle, you have to make sure it's deep. And Wang tried to do that, but just not deep enough. It's interesting how so many girls, when the ball comes in the middle, they run around and try to hit backhands.
love 15.
Kind of sensed it, didn't you, after the last game?
Absolutely.
Love
A
13.
different Serena now compared to the first 5 minutes of the match. That's where she's so good, because she's aware of what's happening, and she's very quick to adjust, pick up her energy levels and put more intensity, especially to the footwork.
Did the hard work by getting the return back the way that she did, but lost the forehand.
That's one thing sometimes, if we can actually, with champion like that, talk about weakness, is sometimes she catches the forehand late. Even on that
13.
return, didn't really have enough on it, because she hit it almost behind her belly, and then Wang using all the opportunity to be aggressive and go for her backhand.
That's some really good serving.
14.
She's got a beautiful technique on all her shots, Wang does. And especially the serve. It's been, I think, the shot that she's improved the most over the last 2-3 years.
Game 1. 2 games all, first set.
Wang doing great job there, staying with Serena. And I think if she senses that Serena is struggling on that forehand, she might try to attack that side in this game as well. Obviously, it's not easy to do when you have to face the serve of Serena. Used to be my nightmare, Serena's serve on a break point. How many times she has hit an ace past me. Could write a book about it.
Brilliant.
Love 15.
Just never got going in New York, did Wang, but she certainly has here in Melbourne.
And that's never easy mentally when you lose to someone 1-love. To be able to come up next time and play this way, you can see also Serena giving credit to Wang's last shot, and she's just not afraid of her anymore.
Oh yeah, she recognises the threat that is very evident from the other side of the court, and you can hear Serena after this one with a come on and a much more punchy second serve there, coming in at 159.
Yeah, you don't want to face those huge shots of Serena and the come-ons as well, because you know she's really getting herself into this match, and that's trouble for her opponent.
husband, agent, hitting partner.
Wang again doing a great job staying with Serena in that rally. People don't realize how overwhelming that can be because those ground strokes come at you faster than anyone else. And even if they don't sometimes, then there's that huge intimidation factor. You're facing someone that has won 23 slams. That's on your mind constantly once you step out there against Serena. And it's about finding a way how to block it out and really just play the ball. But it's probably the most difficult thing to do when you face a champion like Serena is.
Game, Williams.
Good contest this. Tight between the two of them.
Yeah, as far as conditions go, probably this is the toughest Grand Slam of them all because you have to face the sun, the wind, the rain, can go from 20 degrees to 40 degrees. So it's not easy on the players or the stringers.
Brilliant footwork. Love the way that Wang sets up for her forehand. She gets so low to the ball, the rotation through the shot. You watch her knees, the way they pivot through the hit down low. That time coming off the front foot on the parallel.
She's a textbook player, Wang, I would call her. Absolutely beautiful technique on all the shots, the movement as well. So if you are a parent of a young player who wants, and you want him to have the best technique, Wang is not a bad one to watch and follow.
Center.
She keeps applying the pressure.
That's one thing personally I struggled the most with against Serena, was that as soon as I didn't make the first serve, I knew I was in trouble, because sometimes the return comes back at you so fast that you feel like you haven't even finished your serving motion and the ball was already back on my side. And it puts so much pressure for the server.
How early she had prepared for that. Wang doesn't get a lot of free points through aces. And now she has her second serve under siege. Oh yeah, it was the right play, just didn't execute it.
Yeah, Wang got really lucky because Serena went for a little bit too much.
She didn't miss those when she played you, did she?
Yeah, I was just thinking, where was one of those when I played against her?
Advantage 1.
If she can scrape through another hold of serve here, that is just going to add to a little bit of the frustration, tension within Serena.
It's that constant pressure that Serena puts on you, that you just feel like there's no room to relax even for 1 point. Yeah, there it is.
Advantage.
And also for the server, you know
Williams.
that you have to put a lot of first serves in against Serena, and that puts even more pressure on your first serve. And that's when sometimes you don't make as many as you would wish to, because you know you have to. I don't know if I explained that well.
Yep, you did.
As long as you understood, I think
That's
we're
fine.
okay.
Mandarin is my second language. That is nice from Wang. That was a good test.
Juice.
Break point down. It may look a little easier on your TV screens to make this.
Beautiful movement there from Wang. One of the best athletes we've got in the game. She read that drop shot also very early. And staying so beautifully down on every single shot of hers.
This is good. This is what the crowd came to see today.
Williams.
This is good actually from both players. Great quality tennis in the first 5 games of this match.
They both pretty much know what's coming here. Who will survive? Who will succeed? Oh, she's got away with it again. Another forehand that just misses by a whisker this time.
Yeah, it was the right shot to hit, just mistimed it a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like she was just reaching for the ball. Feet not quite in the right place. Good length.
Advantage.
Very good placement from Wang on that forehand recovery. It's exactly where you have to go every single time against Serena. Gotta go strong in the middle, because if you give her time on her strokes, you will be doing all the running all day long.
Game 1.
Really resolute defense of her serve.
3
Williams.
games on, first set.
Looked like she was going to get the first move on Wang today, but it didn't happen. We're tied at 3 apiece.
There was a great body serve there from Wang, and really doing a good job to stay with Serena here, who is playing a great tennis, and just not being afraid of her anymore.
15-11.
Serena, one of 4 players who are 30 years or older that are through to the round of 32. Also one of 6 Americans through to this round as well. Having a good tournament. Exhibit A of just how good a mover Wang is.
Yeah, that was a great move from Wang, but I felt like Serena didn't do good enough with that volley. He was in between a drop shot and not really sure what she tried to do with it. I was always taught if I'm not sure on the volleys, I have to go up the line. Well, suddenly Serena is the one under pressure here.
Balls at their oldest. There's been much debate about the ball here and the new courts, of course, here laid by Greenstead and just how much slower they are. Nadal talking about it after his match last night, says they don't really suit my game. Of course, great champions do make the adjustments you need to once they figure out what is needed from the conditions that they're handed week in, week out. But for someone like Nadal, he's certainly been one of the more vocal players about the changes in balls that we've had on the, certainly on the men's tour at times, particularly Asia. Doesn't like certain manufacturers' ball fills that really affects his game more than others.
Yeah, it's a huge difference between the old, new and old balls here. Probably I had a little hit yesterday, and probably it's the biggest difference I've ever felt. It's literally after, I would say, good, even 5 minutes of hitting, suddenly it changes completely the game, and that's why even the greatest champions have been struggling with it so far this week.
One of those greatest champions is on display right now out here on the Rod Laver Arena. She's used the new ball with, again, good depth.
Settle.
2 for 2 with first serves.
Well, she missed that shot, but again, it was a great body serve. And tactically, I think she's spot on so far in this match, Wang.
Yeah, the one thing all great champions have, and we talk about it a lot, of course, is that stubbornness. And sometimes maybe Serena may help herself a little bit by taking half a step back rather than sitting right on the baseline.
I'm sure she must have been told that 3 zillions of times, but as you said, it's that stubbornness that got her where she is, but sometimes that also stops her maybe of doing things a little bit differently.
Yep. Sometimes you do need to entertain a thought that perhaps you don't want to accept, but after a while understand there's wisdom behind it. Yeah, that was what I was concerned about for Wang as she came out to serve for this game, but it hasn't really unfolded in that manner. But she's got hold of this one, the American.
Yep, that's the one.
Juice.
That's the one when I meant that you feel like you haven't even finished your service action and the ball is already behind you. And it's again the rotation and early preparation that allows Serena to hit the ball so early and so hard.
Advantage, Williams.
And even the first serve, Williams able to add a little bit of interest to on the return, and certainly her interest is peaked here. Break point.
Juice.
Good length and attached to it a little bit of good fortune, I think, from Wang. That was a touch of a mishit that travelled the perfect distance.
Advantage, 1.
Under
Game
pressure,
1.
but once again, she doesn't crack, and it's 4 games apiece. And there's a classic case of Serena just unwilling to go back a little bit, and perhaps had she done so, she could have got that last one into play. But credit to the 28-year-old there. Impressive opening set.
Well, Serena might just start to feel the pressure here a little bit. She had all those chances on Wang's serve in the last couple of games, and maybe also a little bit surprised that it's 4-all after what was a very, very clean performance in New York, winning 1-0 against Wang last time they played.
Love 30. Let for serve.
It's her favourite shot. She says it openly, the backhand cross court. We've seen a number of examples of it in this opening set, and that one brings up 3 break points. What do you make of the drop shot there, Daniela?
Total panic, because it's the natural thing to do when you under pressure. You just don't want to play the rallies. You don't accept to stay with the players, and especially going to the backhand, the favorite shot of Wang.
Done it nicely. Had to make the adjustment on the run up there.
Well, surely Wang has to find a way to question that forehand of Serena in this game. Because of the backhand, she's not going to get too many mistakes, and if she wants to get this first set behind her belt, somehow she should be looking at going to the forehand side more. Yep.
15.
Right on cue.
Because the backhand of Serena just never ever breaks down, but if there is one thing that's gonna maybe break down, is the forehand.
30-15.
Especially when Serena gets tight, the movement to the forehand side just it's not the same anymore because she's not as confident with that shot.
That is incredible. One of the finest rallies you'll see at this year's tournament. The quality of ball striking from both women here was exceptional.
Probably one of the best rallies we've seen through the tournament so far. Incredible movement from Wang, and she deserves to be in the set point situation here.
Well, she's repelled that attack from Serena with some class and elegance there, Wang.
6 games to 4.
And a real battle on Serena's hands here.
15.
I think it's one of the best qualities you can have as a player, wanting to be on the big courts and not be playing on court 25. And that's something you can't really teach. You either have it or don't. And obviously in Wang's case, it works for her really well.
Yeah, she's a bit of a paradox because she says off court she doesn't have much confidence in herself. But on it, yep,
30 love.
I definitely do.
I think it's not really a paradox, Mark.
14
I think you
love.
find it with a lot of players and athletes in general that they like the big stages, playing in front of thousands of people, and then in their private life they are the opposite of that. I think they just get within their own bubble, within their own zone once they're performing, and when the show is done they just like to keep it really simple and stay away from the spotlight.
She's managing her forehand well. She doesn't necessarily have as much firepower off that wing, but she's kept an excellent length that's just kept Serena a little subdued in some of these exchanges. How long she can maintain that, we will find out.
Wow. As you said, Mark, it's not really a lot of power on her shot, but it's the timing that is so beautifully executed.
Qiang Williams.
Too good. To hit a shot like that wins the point for Wang. Just again emphasizes the task in front of Serena today.
To me, what's most impressive is how well down she stays on every single shot. I think I should have watched her play more often to learn from her how to go down and bend my knees. Well, that's a good miss. She tried to do the right thing. Go with that slice to Serena's forehand. Well, serving to the body of Serena is always a good idea. She just has to be careful she doesn't do it too often, because then Serena will be ready for it, and once she gets prepared early, then she will not be bothered about it anymore.
Well, that was a bit of a tentative forehand by Serena. She had anticipated the cross-court ball nicely there, just didn't do an awful lot with this.
Yeah, sometimes she does mistime it on the forehand. She makes the preparation right, and then it's almost like the feet stop, that she doesn't go with the shot.
Game one.
The right shot, right time, consistently so far in this contest from Wang.
The second set.
Such a beautiful, pure action, easy power on the serve as well. Great accuracy.
Loose wrist as well, isn't it? Nice,
Yep.
doesn't grip the racket too tight, gets that good acceleration through the snap.
Yep, exactly the right way
Number
to play against Serena. Try to look to attack that forehand side when she has a day where she's not feeling that confident on it, because there are days where, you know, doesn't matter how often you try to attack the forehand, she's going to come up with some great shots, but not today. At least not for the moment.
Yeah.
Number 30.
And she's not oblivious to the pressure that's developing out here and the quality that's coming from the other side of the court. This is not just about it being on Serena's racket right now.
I think she's just a little bit shocked what she's having to face today in Wang's opposition. Ooh, she just missed that return, but she was ready for it.
15.
She's starting to read well Serena's serve, knowing that most of the time she's going to go out wide to Wang's forehand, and she missed it, but it was just by very little, and again, try to do the right thing to go deep in Serena's forehand.
Just a little more shape on some of these forehands, you feel, at the start of the second set, even in her opening service game down the line. there's a brutal, brutal end to the rally for Wang.
I think every single person in the crowd feels sorry now for Wang, because she was the one that really deserved to win this point.
I mean, she was just absorbing the power from Serena early on so beautifully. Look at that intensity from Serena. There was no apology at all. Oh, yes. This magical match continues to deliver out here. Serena hangs on just about 2-1 second set. Can't help, Daniela, but admire the authenticity of Serena's reaction to the net court as well. The hypocrisy so often of us going, oh, sorry for that, when inside you're going, thank you.
Exactly so. I always feel like, you know, when players apologize, I was the same. It's more on the outside that you try to be polite, but on the inside, exactly, you go by thank you. But at least on the outside, you try to show your opponent some kind of respect.
A bit like you do here in the commentary box with me, which is kind of you. Saw that work rate for Wang on that previous graphic and how much more she's substantially working out here. Will that have an impact? That work rate is a measure of the total energy expended by a player per shot. It's a combination of values, the distance the player covers, their speed, acceleration, and their changes of direction. She's put a lot of hard work into grabbing this lead, Wang.
I would say all those numbers double when you play someone like Serena, because there's that huge factor of intimidation that you have to constantly try to get out of your mind, and then takes more out of you than probably anything else.
14 love.
Yep, the unseen emotion, just like you have the third competitor in any tense tennis match, the one that's always there, momentum, and you're just never quite sure when it's going to appear for you or potentially against you. But Wang doing a good job here of maintaining it after that end to the final game.
It's the first easy mistake we see from Wang in a very, very long time.
Length for serve.
There's been a lot of variety from Wang. She openly discusses her struggles when traveling, actually, about Western food. She kind of says that for me, it's pretty much the same thing every time when I go out and eat. That's why she's won a couple of titles in China and had some good results there. She says in Chinese food, we get a lot of variety, a lot of different dishes. That was the sort of variety she could do without.
Exactly, that was that huge point in the previous game. She had all the chances in the world to maybe break Serena, and then the net call came and suddenly everything changed. I have to say she's doing a very good job, Wang, of keeping the variety, but at the same time still going to Serena's forehand. And like this, I don't think Serena can really read what Wang is going to do out there.
Well, when you start
No,
extracting
no,
errors like that off the backhand side of Serena Williams, you know you have really impacted her thought process. That is wayward. Sometimes gets just a little open on that shot and almost leans out, and the racket face kind of opens up a bit as she's almost hitting it.
But I think it's also the result of constant pressure from Wang, and just the first time in the match I see Serena a little bit lost out there, not really knowing anymore what to do, because her opponent has all the answers. This is where it's gonna start to be tougher and tougher for Wang. When you feel like you are on the edge of doing something very special, suddenly extra expectations kick in, and little extra pressure as well. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how she can handle it.
That is absolutely gorgeous.
Well, we've seen it many, many times over the years on this very court, being Serena in this same situation, set in a breakdown, and how many times she's been able to turn it around. So let's see what she's got on the plate today.
Let's for serve.
Well, that's been the area that has really helped Wang develop this lead. She's been impressive in general, hanging on to her second serve. Serena crushing that particular one, but she was a whisker of 60% of her second serve points won today, Wang. She's below 50 in general on the tour. Serena, conversely, who's above 60% in general on second serve points won, down at 50% today. So Wang has done a terrific job on the return as well. Pressed too hard there. It was a quality ball back from Wang. It stayed low. The shot down the line at that pace wasn't really on.
Yeah, Wang is doing such a good job with that recovery shot after second serve when Serena is all over it, and that's where she's able to absorb the power and stay with Serena in the rally.
That was a quick, deep serve. It sped on to Williams. Her crisis management on serve today has been impeccable.
Juice.
Not really much to say. She did everything right, Wang.
Yeah, she probably was looking to try and go a little bit more down the line than she needed to. Just play the scoreboard at that point. Serena's chasing you. Make her hit the winner. She made that, then you start feeling like it's going to be your day when those start going in.
That was incredible shot if she has made it, Wang.
Did the ball attach itself to any part of the line?
Advantage one.
Incredible. Serena looking down the other end in disbelief. Serena unwilling to come to net. It's not the strongest part of her game, and because of that, almost hit it on her back foot and leant backwards, lost it long.
4 games to 2, second set.
Well, I got to say, the last look Wang had to her coach, a little bit of tightness there, realizing that she's very, very close to do something incredibly special out here today. It's important she just keeps going the same way, plays the ball, doesn't think about who is on the other side of the court. Obviously, all those things are easier said than done.
In love. With 15-0.
Wang is doing a really good job covering that wide serve every single time, putting Serena under a lot of pressure on her own serve. What was that look about? Maybe saying, oh, thank you, actually missed one shot.
It kind of had that feel about it, didn't it? There's definitely a little bit of intimidation between points going on here. And the one thing that Serena has to remember here is absolutely who she is, her reputation, and how difficult that has been for a lot of players to get past when they've been in this situation. Hanging on to this service game, absolutely imperative. Doesn't have to be pretty, but it does have to be accomplished.
She's looking confused there, Serena. Tactically not really sure what to do anymore because her opponent is giving her all the answers. This is almost like a match point.
Feels like it. She's given her nothing so far, really, Wang. And the serve just simply hasn't come to her rescue often enough today.
Just didn't do enough, Wang, with her shots there. Yes, one thing is that you want to make your opponent play on a break point, and she did that right, but you got to put something on the ball, a little bit more intensity, and she knows that. She's very aware that she should have hit through the shot much more than what she did there.
Advantage, Williams.
There could be a fairly violent roar of come on after this game if the American hangs on.
You think?
She does so, and she keeps it together. She doesn't even look down the other end of the court, as she has been doing. Again, the length is just so impressive.
Did she just say, oh, she missed the ball, Serena? Incredible recovery shot from Wang because Serena hit unbelievable return, and Wang almost thought it was going long, but she did well to still hit it. Well, that's how good she has to play today if she wants to have any chance in this match, Serena.
You've only got two choices in these circumstances, fight or flight. And we know which one Serena's going to choose. The end may not be the one that she wants, but she's certainly going to fight all the way there. It is break back point. She'd open up the corridor for the forehand, but she just couldn't complete the task.
Well, that's because how well Wang has been playing in this match, and even Serena starts to feel rushed and under pressure.
Wang produces one of the most wondrous shots of the tournament so far. Not the winner, actually, the slice backhand.
Exactly. I mean, the whole rally was unbelievable right from the start, where Serena almost fell over, and both girls doing incredible job, and that's got to be the rally of the tournament.
She overran it. She got tucked up. And she is in an awfully tight spot now, Serena Williams.
Wang leads 5-3.
Well, her coach of Wang looking cool as a cucumber, but I think inside boiling. And obviously hoping that Wang can find a way how to finish off this match in this game, because otherwise he knows that his student will be under a lot of pressure in the next one.
15 left. In love. Faults.
To be honest, at this point, there's a certain amount of logic in not playing long rallies and not giving Serena a little bit of rhythm heading into the next game. Now you're trailing by this much. Rather just give her nothing and just go and try and back yourself to serve the match out.
Exactly, and try to recover a little bit of that energy, because that game before was so huge and took so much out of Wang physically. So this is just about recovery now. Or not.
Well, when you're in the heat of the battle, you're going to do everything you can. It'll be a miracle if she were to win it in this game from 40 love. Serena's still very much engaged in this contest and has been hitting the ball well enough for us to assume that a comeback is still on, even at this late stage.
Absolutely so.
Conclusion of the game comes, and we all await the restart.
Yeah, Serena putting a little bit more shape there on that forehand. Very smart. This is, well, it will be very interesting tactically what Wang will try to do out there in this game, because obviously Serena knows that Wang will try to attack her forehand. Let's see what she comes up with in this point.
What a change of direction on the return. And to be able to analyze and stay composed in the heat of the battle is unquestionably one of the great attributes that all champions have. So important to get a bit of traction. She hasn't done anything wrong in these opening couple of points.
First serve in, that's what she's hoping for.
Well, she got it in, but it didn't help. Still means everything to Serena. 2 break points.
Women's tennis at its best.
And if you want to see an illustration of what a great champion looks like under pressure, you just saw it.
Could be the turning point of the match.
It's given her a little safety net. It's given her a sanctuary for a while, but there is still work to be done. She played excellently to break serve. That was not her opponent giving it to her. The question is now for Wang, can she just keep those voices quiet? So often in these circumstances, players so unwise to kind of drift from the past to the future rather than staying in the present. It's a real skill set. It's always been the place where Serena has been less comfortable. You do wonder why players in the past haven't necessarily brought her into the net on their terms.
Yeah, definitely. She's aware of it too. Played together with her at the IPTL tour a couple years ago, and all she wanted to ever practice was the volleys. We actually had Pat Rafter helping us out with that.
15.
Well, great news here for Wang's fans is that after that disappointing last game, that she's not losing hope, and she's doing exactly the same thing she's done over the last 1 hour 35 minutes. Just being aggressive and believing and going after her shots.
Under 50% of her first serves going in this set for Serena Williams. That is not what she's used to delivering with that serve.
It's a shot that let her down big time in that US Open final, and it's not helping her out today. And it's interesting because it's also the shot that has helped her out so much in her career, but it just seems like lately, in the big moments, big occasions, she hasn't really been able to produce the same kind of quality on it. Well, that was tight from Wang, and she knows that. She read it well. She had a good look at it, just a little bit of nerves on that shot. Yeah, trying to shake it away from the arm.
He touched on the serve, and she's touched that one beautifully out wide. Again, back firmly against the wall there, Serena Williams, and she's come out fighting. Just any imperfections are so magnified against these great players, aren't they? That one missed return at 15-40. Serena moving on to that beautifully as it was rising. She herself rises.
That's what you want, a lot of first serves now in this game for Wang. Because you just feel like Serena is starting to dominate most of the rallies.
Kind of feel she needs to hit this second serve into the forehand. The way that the backhand has been working from the ad side has really troubled her.
Yep, good coaching there, Mark.
13.
Looks like you know what you're talking about.
Occasionally. It's a long fortnight for you, Daniela. A very assured game here.
Game 1.
She misses that. Actually would have minded Wang to have hit that second serve into the backhand to keep that second serve into the forehand, because Serena was certainly looking for it that time, wasn't she? And as we delve into a tiebreaker to decide this second set, she's going to need every trick she has in her book, Wang, to get through this.
Well, I have to say I was in the same situation against Serena here. I was a setup and we started a tie break, and I just knew that if I was not going to win the tie break, that was pretty much match over.
Did you win the tie break?
I did. You just feel like that's pretty much the last opportunity you have. Because with champions like that, once they relax in the third set, it's a completely different match. So Wang's got to try to do whatever she can to be successful in the next few points at the beginning of the tiebreak.
With that.
Yeah, that was really lucky.
Actually, the shortness of this serve caught Serena out a little bit. She was trying to catch up to it almost at shoulder height there and just try and control it a lot harder. Racine's reaction up on the big screen here, which is what caused the ripple of laughter. Can you believe it?
Well, at least she apologized.
2-1, Williams.
But that's gotta hurt big time.
She would have been there as well. She actually put the brakes on, didn't she?
Yeah, she's very good at changing the reactions, reactions fast. A little bit of tightness and frustration maybe in that forehand as well for Wang.
She was so keen to make it. She covered the ball too quickly over the top. It never got any elevation off the strings.
Williams showing a call on the left service line. The ball was called out.
Delay contributing perhaps to a loss of rhythm on the second serve. Still all to play for in this tiebreaker. Wow, that was some length on that forehand from Wang. She did such a good job. Or was it called out? There's some confusion here. I thought I heard a call out, but then everything was happening so fast. The mayhem, and this is going to be interesting. If this is in, Serena's going to want to replay the point, I'm sure, but she didn't. I'm not even sure she heard the call.
I thought it was a replay.
Well, I think the umpire is very lucky here because I don't know what she would do if the ball was in. Serena for sure would want to have a replay on it, but
we keep wondering what is going to be the defining moment, the deciding point in this epic second set. We keep feeling like we've seen it. A net cord, a winner, another net cord. That, a muted call from the linesperson. And perhaps that was it. 4-2, Serena Williams. She didn't do enough.
Yeah, we were talking about the match and Wang having to attack Serena's forehand, but now she went there a little bit too often with both approaches on this point and the previous one as well. And Serena did well to cover that side.
She had an opportunity to take the ball out of the range of Serena Williams there, where she couldn't even put a string on it, and she was unable to do that, Wang. And 2 serves for Serena will see her through to a deciding set.
Let's for a second. Let's for a second. Williams.
Some breathtaking rallies in this second set on important points, literally and figuratively. And that one going Serena's way again, and it's 4 set points. What a remarkable effort from one of the game's greatest ever champions.
7 games to 6.
Just taking a look at their career win-loss record in deciders. It's a negative for Wang. She's won 34, lost 41, and that stayed true last year. She won 4, lost 6.
Guess Marco has the number of most 3-set matches played.
Ever? On the women's tour? Who has it? You.
Unfortunately,
you
yes,
played
for
the
my
most
family.
amount of 3-set matches ever on tour.
Yeah, I think my family and all my coaches are very grateful for that. It's a lot of therapy.
It's a lot of tennis. It's a lot of miles in the legs. Serena, as you suggested, very strong down the stretch. Won 156 matches, lost 61, and was terrific last year as well. She was 7-1, of course. The one she lost, she shouldn't have lost here against Pliskova. Now, it would be too simplistic to say this is only going to go Serena's way in this final set. Yes, she's turned the tables, and as she did when she started the match, I'm sure she was favourite. We may even get a little win predictor swing-ometer at the end of this game. But Wang is made of tough stuff.
Yeah, she did better on that point there, going inside of the court. Sometimes I feel like she's expecting the ball to come to her instead of going after it with her legs and just adjusting to it a little bit better. Well, Serena got caught there in the no man's land. She did really well with that volley. Actually, it was not easy to hit, but Wang was all over that, and that's why she claims back and cross court is her favorite shot, because she can't hit it any better than that.
That's it.
Oh my goodness. It just didn't have the wherewithal at all, did she, Wang, to have a look down the other court with the peripheral. I mean, the cross-court forehand was just begging to be hit.
The same thing happened at the end of the second set, just not really reading well where Serena was going to cover. And surely that must be also the better play, to try to attack the forehand side.
It's good. She got right on top of that ball and she flanned it out.
13-14.
Well, mentally she's doing an incredible job, Wang. Staying with Serena and being able to forget those opportunities she already had behind her and just play the next point. So mentally, great effort.
Let's serve again.
Juice.
Remember that one at 5-all, 30-40, just after Wang and missed the forehand return, and then she delivers that ace out wide, similar spot, same result.
Advantage, Williams.
I would say 99% of the time, from what I've seen, she goes out wide, break point down.
Williams. New ball space.
Huge hold.
1 game all, final sets.
Match hasn't lost any of its intensity as well. Sometimes there can be a little bit of a drop-off after a set of tennis like that with so much on the line, but we're up and running quickly.
Well, it will be a good challenge now for Wang because she has to serve with the new balls. That means the return from Serena is going to come to her end even faster. Very important now to maybe take the pace off a little bit of the first serve, but make sure that she keeps the percentage high up as she's been doing so well throughout the match. Just like we said.
15.
Yeah, just 160, but letting the new balls do the work off the court there. Everyone wondering just how much these courts are going to speed up over the next week or so with the extra play. Of course, they're getting on them prior to the tournament. Of course, everyone out here practicing.
Well, it's going to speed up for sure just because of the weather. It's supposed to get much warmer, hotter over the next couple of days, and that naturally will bring a little bit of the speed back. Yeah, that's a better serve, and that is always going to be very effective with the new balls. Serena was ready for it this time. If you're going to serve body of Serena, you have to try to aim for the forehand part, because with the backhand, the quick swing and shoulder turn she does, she's not going to be troubled with that. But on the forehand side, it's a different story.
Game 1.
That caught her unawares.
Yeah, that was a great return. And it's interesting to see, you talked about the fans' reaction and how much they are into this match. It's also always interesting and fascinating to watch the players around the gym or players' lounge areas, because this kind of a match, everyone will be watching if they can. Suddenly everyone gathers around the TV monitors and becomes part of the match as well.
Well, she's come out here with a very aggressive mindset off that second serve, looking to make something happen, not sitting back waiting for Williams to dictate to her. Nothing you can do about that, though.
Serena using the advantage of still quite new ball. I wouldn't say they have been really used much in the last game, so it's almost like playing with the new balls still.
Started out with a lot of optimism, courtesy of that quality return. It ended with another comfortable hold for Serena Williams. As we continue to proceed with this wonderful contest here, and Serena Williams still delivering on the entertainment value with a capital E. It's been an unprecedented adventure with her throughout the course of her illustrious career.
Cain struggling a little bit with that shorter serve. Not moving her feet well enough to come and meet the ball. Instead of she's waiting for it to arrive, but because the courts are so slow, it never arrives. She does so well with that first shot after the serve. Wang being ready to absorb all the power of Serena. It's a very interesting tactic there from Serena, going out wide, I would say 99% of the time today.
She's like that play today, hasn't she? Go back in behind, not go into the space.
Yeah, she got away with it this time, but I just wonder all those opportunities she had in the end of second set and beginning of third set, when she had the open court to the forehand side, especially we would think you want to make Serena get on the run. I mean, it worked for her this time, but just wonder that sometimes she might want to change it a little, just mix it up a little bit.
Williams, Jannik on the right far sideline, the ball squad out. Williams has 2 challenges remaining.
Well, as much as she relieved the pressure at the end of the second set by being able to recover the deficit when she managed to break with Wang serving for it and claim the second set, suddenly the pressure starting to develop on Serena here. She hasn't been able to put her opponent away.
And again, going out wide. Yeah, that was a better shape on that backhand return. That time she obviously missed the one at 30 all and just decided to take a little bit of pace of it and then look to be more aggressive on the forehand side, and that's a very smart play for Wang. Let's see if she can do it here as well. It's the first time she went up the tee in a very long time, Serena, on the first serve in the deuce side.
Some of the exchanges between these two have been truly extraordinary.
Incredible tennis from both players.
set for serve. Qiang Williams.
That is one of the most perfect serves you'll see ever struck, particularly at such a crucial stage as well. I mean, that is an outswinger of note that's taken just half the line, and maybe not actually when I'm looking at it on the slow-mo there, Daniela.
Yeah, to me it looked a little bit wide. I mean, but what do we know?
Well, that was certainly the optics. Was it an optical illusion? We'll check with Hawkeye. And that could have been a little bit of a mistake from Wang. She's still sitting with 3 challenges as well. And they are telling us, Hawkeye, that serve was out by 1 millimeter.
You know, Mark, it's one of those matches that you feel like, well, at least that's what we're thinking, that maybe one player may just go away a little bit, but they're just staying in there, both girls, big time. She had it, was the right shot to hit, just a little bit going for it too much, and she knows it. That was a great recovery for Wang. She did all the hard work. That's what happens sometimes when you feel like you have it, you just relax a little bit. But I love her attitude, not really getting down on herself at all.
Can't keep doing the same thing.
And she knows it.
Serena's intuition was that was coming back behind her once again. And now the danger is for Wang on the next time she's got it, she's going to go to the forehand. It was some shot. Let's not take anything away from Serena.
Absolutely so, but this is already, I think, the 5th or 6th time that Wang had the opportunity.
Violation, warning ball.
Oh, wow.
Just when you thought this gripping contest couldn't get any tighter, it does. As that ball was traveling in the air, everybody wondering whether it was going to land in. It did. Serena's didn't. That did though, and how well she has just sparingly used that play, but they've been crucial. They carved out a love 30 lead when she was trying to get back into the match, with Wang serving for it. And it's given her an opportunity here at Juice as well to keep applying the pressure.
Advantage. One.
How we are savouring this contest, and on it goes, on serve in the final set, 4-3, Wang.
15 left.
Still a huge appetite for the fight, hasn't she? Made her maiden Grand Slam appearance, of course, here in Australia in '98. Lost to her sister in the second round. And it's not often you see such longevity.
That is the most inspirational part about Serena, that she still finds the hunger and the motivation to become even greater than she already is.
Since she won the US Open in '99,
30-15.
there's only been 2 years where she hasn't made the final of a slam. An amazing record. 2000 and 2006. Apart from that, she's been challenging for the big prizes every year.
That really is something very special.
She's going to need to produce something special. Daniela's been noting the serve out wide on the due side.
Surely that's where Wang will be covering her next return. Or maybe not.
How brave is that? She went into the slither of the court as well. Most players would slice that into the nice big fat portion. Oh.
That was unbelievable. I think Wang can't believe it neither.
Just love her resilience to the adversity. She was on court, let's not forget, just 44 minutes in New York in the last Grand Slam when she faced Serena the last time. She picked up just 15 points.
That's the beauty of the sport. There's always a new day, a new opportunity. Okay, the biggest point of her career coming up right now. Well, we said that, I think, an hour ago. The same thing when she had those opportunities in the second set. Let's see what she's going to do here. But surely she's got to be trying to cover the backhand out wide, because that's where Serena goes most of the time on a break point.
That's where she went, the forehand, which at the start of the match and sometimes through it has been a little unreliable, doesn't falter again. Of course, it's been one of the reasons that she catapulted herself back into this after that 24-shot rally at 5-4. It was the forehand that brought up the winner.
Advantage Williams.
She's moving that serve around, Daniela. She's thinking clearly out there. They say that about Wang in their camp as well, that she is a good analyzer of what's going on out there. She is going to have to compute all the options. Serena throwing everything at her. And a terrific serve attached with decades of hard work and belief, not just speed.
That's exactly it, Mark. Decades of hard work. She is out there every single day in the morning from 9 to 11 or 8 to 10, putting all the hard work in, even though she already has 23 Grand Slam titles behind her belt. That's inspirational right there.
59.
I find it really incredible how calm and composed Wang is given the situation she is in. Well done to her. Just rushed it there a little bit on the last forehand. Maybe trying to do a little bit too much. That's a great second serve.
Qiang Wang.
From Wang.
Love.
Serena just changing the pace on the shot a little bit and suddenly got Wang thinking. Probably she was surprised why the ball was suddenly coming a little bit slower to her.
She's got one of the most pronounced sort of shift steps that I've seen in women's tennis, with the way she turns her knees to the side as she hits through the ball. It obviously allows her to recover very quickly and stay low. Oh yeah. We got the visual, we got the audio, we got everything.
5 games all, final set.
Equally determined. Today, it seems equally matched as well. But there can only be one victor.
Well, she will be disappointed with that, because that's exactly what she wanted. Well, going back to the movement of Wang, what Mark, you were mentioning, she does everything beautifully. It's the first step that's very explosive. She's able to change direction whenever she needs to, stays beautifully down. Probably one of the best examples how to move on a tennis court.
Scintillating from Serena.
15-30.
Wang in a little bit of a disbelief because there's nothing she could have done better, and yet she found herself losing the point. But this was another incredible forehand down the line that we've seen so many of those in this match. But this time Serena was ready for it. Very smart choice of serve. Not easy to be able to still think clearly out there after 2.5 hours facing the greatest in our sport.
Oh, has she made that?
I think she did.
Has she made that? I tell you what. Let's drop Hawkeye into the drama.
Because we didn't have enough of it.
Yeah, we need a new ingredient.
Yeah. Serena just can't believe it.
They extract perfection, these great players, from you.
Thank you.
Wang continues to deliver it. Serena can't return the compliment.
Ooh, Wang got a little bit lucky there because she didn't really do much with that second serve return, and Serena just forcing it too much to the line, which happens when you have opponent that gets back every single ball. I can't believe how calm her coach is.
Look at the speed gun there. She didn't catch up with the serve, just checking the pace of it. She went big off the return, didn't pay off. Brave, courageous, correct, unquestionably difficult to do, but she did. She forced herself to do the right thing. Two match points for Wang.
Thank you.
That was a very, very tight backhand, and she knows it.
14.
Well, whatever is going through her mind now, surely she's got to try to cover the one serve out wide. This is what the Serena factor and intimidation does to you.
It's wide.
Advantage 1.
For a third time.
Let for serve. Please.
The last waft of the Wang wand, and she puts a final spell over Serena, who is out of the Australian Open in quite remarkable fashion.